Hello, Space Pirates. Today I'm going to talk you through my latest game of the IGL Casual League, which is a 20x20 mission with the black operations and keep your troops alive. For the main objective, there are 4 designated targets placed on the battlefield. One over there. And we have to kill them and extract their cubes, where every cube will score for 2 objective points until or up to 6. So I can rescue 3 cubes. For the second part, it is relevant to keep the own units alive, and it's not counted on unit points, but the models themselves. And remotes and peripherals count as well. Having above, I think, having at least 25% is 1 point, having at least 50% is another point, and having having at least half of the troops, so 50%, and 1 more for having no unit in dead state is the third point for the second mission. So this is the map, and we see the map after deployment. I won the initiative and decided to go first. I did spend a command token to hold back 2 units, which were the Tikbalang and the Karhu. My opponent then deployed second and did hold back his Yojimbo. So let's go to my strategy and my deployment. I have 2 units that I want to especially point out. That's the Karhu and the Tikbalang, the units that I did hold back. I was expecting Scarface and a sniper in a core link, a brawler sniper with MSV2 in a core link. And these units are designed to counter them. The Karhu to counter the Scarface, because with the Feuerbach I have an AP ammunition. With the mimetism I add a negative mod, and I'm BS13, and I think he's BS13 as well. Yes, so I should be in an advantage against him. Still risky, but should work. And with the Climbing Plus I'm optimistic that he can go wherever he wants to be. The Tikbalang is made for knocking down the core link, because he's BS15. His mimetism won't work if the sniper has MSV, but he is already net BS15. So and he has a lot of wounds, or structure, so I'm counting on him surviving a few shots against the sniper. So these 2 are designed to counter them. Beside that, I have a Joan of Arc list with the mobility version for the Spitfire, because she can, in the last turn, she can quickly move somewhere. I prefer that lately. And therefore I also have a lot of irregular orders I want to have anyways. I really like the Bounty Hunter, which is great. I like the Beast Hunter who brings his mine. And I like the Monstrucker, so I already have 3 irregular orders that get regular by Joan of Arc that I want to have anyways. So let's go into my deployment. I have pretty much most of the units hidden. I have a lot of warbands. I have a digger on the left flank and I have a digger on the right flank, because I'm not expecting too much of a hacking. So they are to move up the board during the match and do some damage. Additionally, I have the Teuton not a specialist, because I don't need him in this mission in the center. So they should be able to defend my deployment zone and move up the board and maybe attack the special or the designated targets and do some damage. So they are pretty useful for this mission, I think. Okay, they are both covering short fire lanes. The digger over here protects this road over here, and maybe if something comes in over here. I don't expect anybody to get in way too much over here. Huh? Over here. Because I have the flamethrower over here and another chain rifle, so there's already a lot of covered. I'm expecting a lot of bikes, since Ikari has a lot of them, so I decided to cover my deployment zone very well. And the Tikbalang can look over here. So so the digger over here is watching this side. This digger over here is checking this side, protecting my zone. The auxiliary here with the flamer advanced a lot, so he's basically a moving mine for me now. It will be difficult for anybody to shoot the auxiliary first, so disconnecting him is difficult, so everybody will have to face the aux spot first. And he's covering a fire lane over here, which should be in good range for him. So he's in cover and he's hard to take out. So he's fine there. The engineer over here, which will be seen about here and should be not exactly, but nearly in template range. But again, he has to face a flamer first and the digger, and a lot of stuff is just putting a lot of templates down, a lot of more templates. The Moonstrucker is connected to the Palbot because I'm running attack, so I want to have him have the opportunity to repair him on either side, depending on which side I will deploy him. Warcore and Tech B are just covering the center somewhere with the flash pulses. They were not really more prominent good spaces, spaces where I could put him. So nothing really to mention here. The Fugazi is up here just because I have no other place to hide him. He can stand up later, but beside that he's probably just there to provide an order. The Teuton covers the center. The Panzerfaust is looking this way, and the light shotgun is covering the center of this area over here. So this one is covered as well. I have the Beast Hunter up here with this mine in a good spot to be able to maybe stand up in the later turns and to make use of the Panzerfaust. And he has a short fire line below this stairs here, where he can maybe lay his heavy flamethrower, because the opponent first has to face the mine, and then he can shoot above this other camo token down here. So that's a good spot for me, I think. The Halot is placed here, so he's in good range over here with his SMG and light rocket launcher, and has a lot of good range fire lanes over here, so should be annoying to deal with him. The Bounty Hunter on the flank back, the chain rifles will give me the opportunity to cover these lanes, and he's in a good spot to move out on the battlefield if he wants to. He's fast, so he's a good opportunity for me to grab the designated targets. So I want to protect him. I placed him with a cover without impetus because I want to run him and grab something. Yes, the Joan of Arc is looking down here. So she's providing a little bit of an arrow in good range at least. And she has 2 wounds and NWI. So she's in cover. So as soon as she will get her first wound, she will fail guts over there, going prone, and will be difficult to deal with. She's totally at the end of my deployment zone, so it will be difficult to grab her with repeaters or pitchers. So she should be pretty safe there and still has a lot of pathers over here or over there to run on the battlefield with her fast speed. So that's what I want to use her for. As mentioned, I was holding back the Tikbalang and the Kahu because I wanted to decide if I want to move them on that flank or on that flank, or maybe split them up, because they all both have their designated target that they want to take out. One note, my Hexa multi-sniper is placed up here on the top. This gives me a fire lane down there into the opponent deployment zone, and even down there. Maybe I will get some gacha moments with that. I think he will even get some small fire lanes, maybe on that park if there's something, or below that bridge. So he's covering quite a bit. And he's hidden, he's way back in my deployment zone, and for a sniper it should be hard to deal with him. The only real threat I see in my opponent's list is the MSV multi-sniper in the core link. He could easily take out my Hexa, but currently he's in hidden deployment, so I should be fine. And if my opponent, and he decided to grab this red side, if he places them as he did up on that building, these advertisement will block all possible fire lanes to my sniper. So he should be pretty safe up here. So then my opponent deployed. He placed a Desperado on either side of the map, a Digger in the center, Karakuri, annoying unit, in the center with the MK12, the core link in the center building. I think the paramedic up here is the leader. There are 2 more in the building, and this is a reserve unit that can go into the core link. And the Brawler and the Tanko are in the core link as well. The Tanko is looking down there and checking this side, and the Sniper is locking down the left flank. So we'll see how that turns out. We have Cordelia down here and Scarface in the center, behind cover. So yeah, that's when I decided to, we have the TR bot on this side, we have the Karakuri on this side. These are 2 units I don't want to deal with yet. Especially the Karakuri can take a lot of orders to take out. So, and the Yao Zhao is nearby, so I decided this will not be the flank I want to alpha strike on. So this is why the Kahu and the Tech are both on my left flank. Maybe I will be able to take out Scarface, but I'm not sure about that because he's very safe. But at one point I want to face him with the Kahu. So Kahu has to go on that flank, and the Tikbalang has to go on that flank as well. Maybe I will see what I can do with them. Okay, so this is why I was placing Tikbalang and Kahu both on the left flank. Kahu is well protected by this building, and the Tikbalang has some space to move as well. Not sure if I can Alpha Strike with them, unfortunately, but maybe I can take out one unit in the core link, or we will see. Yeah, that was the deployment. My opponent just placed as the last unit the Yojimbo in the center, so he should be able to move out. Basically one biker in the center and one on each side. That scares me already a little bit because they are pretty fast. I think I will try to deal with them first. Okay, so this is the game after my first turn. And man, I'm feeling I'm cursed by my dice are cursed. I will probably add some dice calculation during the video to prove if I was cursed or not, or if my decisions were just bad, but I don't feel a lot went in my way during this game. But we'll come to that in the recap afterwards. So what did I do? For the first, the Tikbalang started over here, and I first used the impetus orders. The Teuton wasn't able to be seen by the sniper because he's not seeing this part over here. Maybe he was, no, he was there, so he's not seeing the inner side. So the Teuton moved up over here, just placing there to be in a better spot in the next turn. The digger decided not to move out because the sniper would have been able to see him, and I don't want to risk him yet. This digger did move out from here, used his impetus order to get over there, provoked an arrow by the designated target, who decided to dodge, and not sure if I just moved or if I just threw a grenade at him. At least the opponent didn't, or my opponent just crit on them on a 12. So next was the Tikbalang was moving out over here, because the only thing I can see is the Tanko missile launcher up here. So I decide to go over here, grab some or kill some designated targets to save me the point for killing more designated target than my opponent, and see what I can kill on the way. So the Tikbalang moves out, shoots at the designated target, he crits again. Tikbalang then moves, activates again and does another move, and the designated target crits again. That's where my opponent tries if he can roll something else but 12s, which turns out yes he can, but he just crit me 3 times in a row. At that time I'm in bad range, or at least in 0 range over here, but since he's just dodging, I just proceed trying it. I think he moves somewhere over there. The Tikbalang ends up here and starts a shootout with the Tanko, which he, I think I get a hit, and the Tanko takes the save and fails his guts. So I'm free to run, keep running. And I think this might not be a good decision for my opponent. Even though I'm in 0 range band, he gets +3 for the link team, so he with -3 and for mimetism and -3 for cover, so he's shooting on 10. I'm with my 15 shooting on +3 -3, so on 15s. So the odds are not perfect, but I think the odds of taking out the Tanko completely with his armor 3 and cover against a regular HMG are not great either. And if he succeeds and crits, or at least rolls higher than me, then the missile launcher is very dangerous for the tag. So, and he's locking down a fire lane here. So I think I would have stayed until I at least would have taken 1 wound. But he just wants to keep him safe and protect his models, so he fails guts, which is okay. I did spend an order with no result here. So he did a good job in that. I personally would have left him there and tried to take some more orders. But with him also out of the way, I'm fine. I can move out here and shoot this permanently dodging designated target again, and this one in the center. I think I killed the one in the center, but this doesn't get killed, so I have to activate the tag again, shoot the designated target down here, and now succeeding to kill that designated target in the front as well. So I have all of them three killed, and I think half of my order pool is empty now for the first group. So I decide to try to grab the cube from the designated target over here. I think the first try already kills the cube, of course. Yeah, the tag is not great. He gets -3, so it's on a 9. I think I roll a 15, so cube is destroyed. Okay, at least my opponent can't get that cube as well, so that's fine. I'm going to retreat, using the Joan of Arc Lieutenant order as well to use coordinate order with the Digger and the Tick-Ballon and the Teuton. So those two get into cover, and the Tick-Ballon moves back over here, places a mine, and should be safe. I'm totally scared by the Scarface with the AP HMG, because he can really wreck my Tick-Ballon with a higher burst and the AP. That can be a problem for me. So I want to have my Tick-Ballon safe back. And the Digger and Teuton are in the midfield, that's fine. They're in a good spot for later turns maybe. So I'm fine with the first group. Now I have the second group. This gets more difficult because my biker was starting over there. And the sniper is unfortunately looking down here. And I have nothing to stop the sniper on this flank. So the biker now has to move over here, over there, from up here. The sniper doesn't see me anymore because this building is in the way, and then moves forward. I actually forget that the bounty hunter is 8-6 movement. Now I have to remind me again. So I was just moving 8-4, so was spending a little bit more orders than I needed to, and trying to get that cube in the center with the hope to at least retreat somewhere over here, to be in a safe spot, covered a little bit, and since the biker is that fast. I go to the designated target and fail the first whip roll, of course. I'm retrying that and ending up over here, which is not perfect because I will be able to be seen by Scarface. That's not perfect, but I'm in cover and mimetism, so I have to deal with that. At least I want to grab the cube, retrying it, and I break the cube. So second cube is gone, and my dice not going my way. So I end up there, which is not perfect, but it's only the bounty hunter, so not a really big deal. We'll see. I reveal the Hexa sniper to take out the Sierra, which can't shoot back. He declares to shoot back. Unfortunately, with long range, -3, -6 for mimetism and cover, and surprise, it's above -12, so he's shooting on -1, so no way to shoot back. I'm shooting on the 12s, and I kill him. That's just an easy way, taking out an order. So I decided to reveal my Hexer because the sniper is not able to see me. He needs to move down the building and come out over there, which would take him, I think, at least 2 orders. Maybe 3. So that would be a lot of an effort. And then even I can maybe succeed in the dodge and fall prone or just the armor saves. So I'm fine with him being revealed over here. So that was my turn. Not really successful. My moves did cost a lot of orders. I didn't succeed with any of the objectives. I didn't succeed with the shooting so far. So we'll see how that turns out. Okay, so my opponent's turn was a really nice one. He did use all 3 impetuous orders. I think actually these, I'm not sure if the Scarface, I think the Scarface ended there. He first uses this Desperado, who moves out over here, throwing smoke down here against the sniper who can see him. Smoke goes down, sniper misses, so Desperado is lucky. The Desperado on the other side is moving out as well. I think shooting down the designated target in the first try with the submachine gun in 0 range band. I was shooting back without cover, so I'm shooting on a 15. He's shooting on an 11. I think he totally whiffed. So good job for this Desperado. And Yojimbo moves out in the center, starting over there and zooming out over here, throwing smoke over here. Again against the Hexer, who is shooting in good range, out of cover, and failing again. So Yojimbo drops down smoke as well. And then this Desperado on this flank decides to move out over here. Oh no, over here. There, grabbing the cube from this model, successfully doing that. And then retreating over there. He moves his Karakuri up over here and putting it into suppression fire. And this is a really tough spot, I think. Because Karakuri is, with his suppression fire, is covering a lot. She's covering over here. And what if I go prone here? The Desperado has his chain rifle or assault pistols, which he can lay down here, so this won't be an easy target either. And even if I kill the Desperado on that flank, which is still covered by the Brawler as well, Karakuri is covering this base as well, so no way to just grab the data pack. So this is a really tough castle, I think. Karakuri is hard to deal with. In suppression fire especially, I can't just chain rifle her, or it's difficult to get her into close combat with her. And if I start a shootout with her, the structure 3 just can take a lot of orders. And suppression fire gives him a lot of dice to contest my shots, so shooting him is not a really good way either. So I think this is a really tough castle to deal with. So for now, I will just ignore that. Then I think, Desperado moves up a little bit and puts down smoke over there to cover him from everything. And then Yojimbo moves over here and tries to get the second designated target. And fails as well and destroys the cube as well. So we are not very lucky with the cubes. I think it's just bad quality of the cubes. Must be of the Toha. So Toha is obviously doing bad cubes. because they're all destroyed, except one. So now it will be grabbing this data pack. I already have one objective point for killing more units, and beside that it will be annihilation and trying to get more survivors than the opponent. On the other hand, I think for my opponent it's better that this cube was destroyed, because otherwise he would be in some fragile models, and this flank is probably easier to attack. And if I grab the data pack or the cube, I've already killed more units, so I'm a little bit in an advantage as soon as I get one data pack. And this would put a lot of pressure on my opponent to kill me. So I think this would have been probably quite easy to grab on this flank. So I think it's a good way for him, or it's good yeah, it's good for him that this cube was destroyed. So both impetuous units end up over there. I think the Scarface moves to the other side with his order, and his order pool is empty by that point. Okay, so I think this turn was probably crucial for the game, for my play. Until here, I think I wasn't very lucky. The Tikbalang in offensive wasn't very lucky. The Hexa with a sniper against the impetuous spikes wasn't lucky, and it's not going to be a lot better, but this turn I will try to complete that by sheer amount of attacks. So something will have to go through. So I will start with the impetuous again. The Teuton is up here, and he's not be seen by neither the Scarface, who can't look over here, and not by the sniper, which is blocked by the advertisement. So he just decides to jump down here, and somewhere over there. The digger is using his impetuous order as well, moving out here, giving my opponent Yojimbo the opportunity to react, because there's a small gap to be seen, and he decides to throw smoke. Not sure if that was a good play. I would probably have tried to shoot him with the contender, which is a double action in arrow. Might have been better. But now he's covered in smoke, so he's safe there. So then I decide with the Tikbalang, since he has a heavy flamethrower, I have two impetuous models here, I decide to just do an intuitive attack against them. And move the attack somewhere over there here. The Yojimbo gets a free dodge for my second movement and dodges forward. Tikbalang places his template, and both succeed. No, I think I will totally whiff my placement of the impetuous intuitive attack. So both succeed with their dodge, and Yojimbo moves into base to base with the Tikbalang over here. Let's just clone that scenario over here. It did look something like that. At that point, the digger was somewhere over here, and I'm feeling pretty safe here because I have the digger nearby, and from his first dodge close to the Tikbalang, My plan is to use the digger in case I need to face close combat, so I'm not fearing the close combat here. So you both succeed with the dodge. The Desperado is moving backwards, the Yojimbo is moving forward, and he succeeds to go into the close combat. Oh yes, unfortunately, in the last turn Yojimbo placed a Crazy Koala over here, which of course caused a wound on my Tikbalang. He failed his dodge and did take a wound from the Crazy Koala. So then I decide to activate the digger. Digger moves into close combat over here. I think Yojimbo gets one dodge in that move, but he doesn't succeed with that. And now the digger is ridiculous beast in the close combat. He has Natural Born Warrior and CC attack +1. Yes, with the AP CCW, CC attack +1 damage, and with the Tikbalang he gets burst 3. So it's burst 3 on 21 versus 1 dice on 24. So I succeed with that, and Yojimbo is totally dead. And from there, I'm trying to shoot the Desperado again, I think, with the Tikbalang. But he succeeds and throws a second smoke grenade down there, so I'm not successful. And then I retreat with the Tikbalang until here. The digger moves up until here, and then does a dodge over there, because here he's facing the Desperado in the next turn, so he can't really use his Impetuous Order, because I will just chain rifle him or throw a grenade at him, so I can make his life hard on this flank. So I'm fine here, and I'm in a heavy unit, so I have 2 wounds, should be fine over there. I'm not be able to be seen by the core link up here, which is also fine. I just had to succeed the dodge and do the move from here to here by a dodge move, which doesn't provoke any arrows. Works totally fine. I'm happy with that flank at the end. Tikbalang is back in my deployment zone again, so should be safe. Digger is up here. Group 1 then still activates Joan of Arc and does a coordinated order with the Teuton. I think I have to move him in here with 1 order, but then the Teuton moves out over there. The Beast Hunter stands up, moves over there and back. The Fugazi stands up for here and moves over there. All 3 are looking at the sniper. And that's 1 Flash Pulse and 2 Panzerfausts, so he can either dodge or shoot back and try to kill something. He decides, I'm totally not sure what's the best move here. I mean, that's all not great. I think his decision is reasonable. He decides to shoot at the Teuton, wins the face-to-face, which is great. Teuton takes 1 wound, because he has at least some armor and his heavy unit. Fine. And then the Beast Hunter and the Flash Pulse get a free shot. The Beast Hunter succeeds with that. He is in good range, so it's +3, -3, so on the BS on 11. It's a kind of a coin flip, but if he succeeds, and he does, it's 3 armor saves with AP for the Brawler, and he's just killed. That's great. That gives me that removes a painful threat for me. That's just totally great. So I take the wound on the Teuton. I would even have taken the kill or the death of the Teuton for this outcome. Okay, so from here sniper does nothing. In group 2 I'm spending most of the orders on the Kahu. He has 5 unit orders to go. He starts here. He can vault down here, so he can just move over here. And with this climbing plus, he can climb up that building. And I think it's 2 orders to be up here. And from here, he can see the Scarface. He's now moving into that building and shooting at the Scarface. And I think he gets him unconscious in the first try. So nice. That's exactly why I wanted to have him against the Scarface. Scarface is shooting in good range, but mimetism and cover, so he's shooting on 10. I'm shooting in good range, but with cover, so I'm shooting on 13 with 3 dice, and that's a lot better. And the Feuerbach is AP and double action in offensive, so that's just a great threat. I then climb up that wall as well to see this prone, what is it, Kaisotsu? Kaisotsu down there. I can see him from up here. Shoot that, kill it, move down into the building. I think I also spend 1 shot to the Scarface, but don't succeed with that. That's okay, I'm fine with that. Because now, he can revive it with Cordelia, but that's a risk because Scarface doesn't have remote presence. Yeah, that's just the way it is. So it's basically just a risk. So I'm fine. I'm pretty safe up here. I'm in the 2nd floor, and Kahu should be fine over there. I wasn't able to move the bounty hunter anymore, unfortunately, but that's okay because a lot of threats are gone now. So I'm pretty happy with my 2nd turn. I killed a lot of stuff. I get rid of the sniper, which is great. I put unconscious the Scarface, which is great. I took out at least 1 of the bikes. Perfect. And I'm in an aggressive position, so I'm feeling fine there. Okay, my opponent is in a tough position now. He still holds 1 of the data packs, but has had a lot of casualties, so he has to regenerate from that. And the first thing he does, he's trying to move up the Desperado using his impetuous order, moving into base to base with the Digger. The Digger puts down a chain rifle in case he just want to trade. I'm a 2 wound unit, so I'm happy with that. I should be able to at least survive 1 of the close combat. No, it's not even a double action close combat. So he can only take 1 wound from me, and if I can trade, that's totally fine. If I can get him unconscious, that's totally fine. Which he realizes and then dodges, and of course succeed with the dodge, so stays in close combat with me. But at least it took him 1 more order. On the other side, he's not using the impetuous, he's just staying there. And yeah, then he tries to get in his Yuan. Nice unit, I really like that. Didn't have that on my screen, that they can bring these nice, cheap, nasty units in. Which can just ruin my day or be successful, and if not, for 6 points you're not caring. So he wanted to bring him there, but he fails his physics roll. I'm not sure if he would have been very useful there either, because the attack bee would have immediately been able to flash pulse it, and if he flash pulls it, he can't attack anymore during this turn. The Palbot declared a lookout, so would have been able to change facing for the Hexa and probably for the Beast Hunter and maybe even for the Fugazi to all face to that ladder. So yeah, he could have killed the Tech Bee maybe with his chain rifle, but then there would have been a lot of opportunities to flash pulse him and get him flashed, or he would have moved up, but then the Beast Hunter would have shot him with the Panzerfaust or pistol, and the Hexa would have turned as well, maybe. So something of this would have succeeded. So I'm not sure. I don't believe he would have had a lot of opportunities here. But he failed, so he decided to get in on this side, I think somewhere over there, or maybe even here. Yes, I think even maybe here. The digger fails his dodge, otherwise would have been able to move over here, or maybe even over here, to maybe template both of them, which would have been great to deal with them, even better trade, but doesn't succeed. So the Juan moves into close combat with him. The digger is contesting his close combat, and the Juan succeeds with 1 dice, I think, so takes 1 wound from the digger. And I think then he decides to just leave them there because I'm in close combat, and yeah, it's just too tough to deal with him. He then moves the Yao Zhao to the Sierra because he realizes Cordelia can't move to the Scarface, who was over there, because the sniper is looking down this gate. So he moves the Yao Zhao to the Sierra and repairs it. And Cordelia shoots the Gizmo Cat at Scarface. That's kind of a risky play. But Cordelia succeeds with that in the first try. She shoots him and hits Scarface, and Scarface succeeds with his Gizmo Kit roll on an 11. So he's back on 1 wound, and now the only heavy weapon which is available to do something. So he moves out and shoots at the Hexa, which is unfortunately for him, he's in bad range over here. So he's shooting on 1s because it's -12. He's shooting on 1s. I'm shooting on 12s here, +3 and -3 for cover. And of course he crits. So Hexa is not lucky at all, but he survives. He makes his armor save, stays there because my odds are generally not bad. So he activates him again, moves out of cover and moves into this sandbags and shoots me again. And I think this time he's in good range, so it's a +3, -9. So -6 overall, so on 7. So 4 times on 7 versus my dice, this time not in cover, on 15. And I fail. I think he fails as well, so nothing happens. So he activates Scarface again and shoots me again. Again, 4 dice on 7 versus my 1 on a 12. And I think I get an 11 or a 12 this time. So I'm rolling higher and with the double action, and he just gets unconscious. I think that was a really risky play. Scarface is just probably not the right tool against the Hexer, but there's nothing else left to take out the Hexer. Maybe the Tanko, but here this costs a lot of orders to get down there. But Scarface would have easily been able to be dead on that path already. I mean, critting on a 1 could have failed. Another shot on a 15 without cover could have failed. So, yeah, it was lucky, but in the end, it took him a lot of orders, and he didn't succeed. I think actually the bounty hunter succeeded with a dodge and ended up somewhere over there. So, and that's actually, I think, where his turn ends. And yeah, that's where his turn ends. And my final turn starts. I first use my impetuous orders. I think his Tanko started up here. I think the Teuton moves out over here because he was way back, moving over there in the impetuous. That's fine. The digger down here still covered by the core link, so he can't move at all. Fine. This flank is just dead. And this digger, I think I use him to attack the Desperado. I think it's 2 dice versus 2 dice. That's just fine. I don't know. I can't actually remember how this turned out. I think I did kill the Desperado in close combat. But I also died somehow. I can't remember that. I think maybe I just attacked him and I died. I failed against his 2 dice. And I just died. With that, both were not in close combat anymore. That's what I wanted to achieve. That's totally fine. Maybe I killed the Desperado first and then the Yuang Yuang and didn't succeed with the Yuang Yuang. He just rolled higher than me and killed the digger. Fine. I then moved the Kahu up here the ladder, looking out, shooting the Yuang Yuang, who is not in the link in close combat anymore. So both are gone. This flank is totally safe. So with this out of the way, I need to take care of this castle here. I think I have more units killed. I have no unit dead so far, which is important here. I have no unit dead so far, so that this would give me an extra point. But I still want this cube. So with this Tanko up here, he's covering everything down here. He's still in a core link with 4 man. The Karakuri, and I really don't have a lot of ideas how to deal with that. So far I first move Joan of Arc up, because she's the most versatile unit here. She has a Spitfire, can shoot. She has an explosive close combat weapon and do some close combat, and still has 3 wounds left. So I have best odds here. So I do a move dodge, which makes her up to 10 movement speed with a dodge plus 2 inches. So I think it's 3 orders to be here and shoot the Tanko. Tanko shoots back, 0 range band, -3 for cover, so he's shooting on 10. I'm shooting on my BS, so I'm shooting on 15. The first volley just pops off the armor of the Tanko. I think I hit him, but the armor holds and he's failing guts and moves into total cover a little bit. Again, I'm not sure if I would have done that, because keep standing there gives him a reasonable chance to just slow me down. And I think his odds are not that bad for that. I then activate the Joan of Arc again. She moves over here, has cover from the stairs, and shoots the Tanko again. And again, they all bounce off of the armor. I will add the numbers or the odds for this shootout, but I think overall I was not lucky with the Tanko as well. I was shooting him 3 times with all but 4 weapons. None of them had AP, but it's only armor 3. He was always in cover, of course, and the Spitfire is not the highest damage weapon, but shooting him 3 times and not even scratching him feels bad luck. We'll see how the numbers turn out. I will add that in the video afterwards. But again, the Joan of Arc succeeds and moves over there, and the Tanko fails guts and moves totally out of line of sight. And also the Desperado decides to dodge, and there my opponent does the great mistake. I think he gets nervous here and doesn't know what my plan is. Actually, I don't have any plan yet. I don't know how to dig that out yet. And he just gets nervous and wants to do something. I would have left the Tanko up here to just slow me down even more. The Desperado should have stayed over there because he's very safe there. But he failed guts and decided to dodge with the Desperado. And there my Kahu gets line of sight to him. Over there. So my Kahu moves out. He tries to throw smoke. Later we realized that was a mistake. He couldn't throw smoke because the Kahu is MSV1. But anyways, the Kahu fails and is only shot unconscious by the Kahu. And from there, it's pretty easy. The Tanko is out of the way. The Karakuri is not seeing this part of the base. So the Teuton moves here, grabs the cube, and then retreats. Together I'm using one coordinated order with Joan of Arc, and I think 2 coordinated orders with command tokens to move the Tikbalang up and the Teuton as far back as possible. Because there's not much threat my opponent can bring on the board. I think the most dangerous unit my opponent still has is the Karakuri here. Oh yes, the sniper did shoot the Sierra but fails. Or the Sierra makes his armor safe, so he just falls prone. So he's out of the way for shooting and protecting the Desperado. That was important as well. So the Tikbalang moves over here, and moves out somewhere over here to shoot Cordelia and end up in cover over there. And yeah, there's not much left on my opponent's side. He could with the Karakuri, but what can he do? It will take him a lot of orders to try to grab the cube. I think he doesn't have too many orders in that group. His best way would be probably to get over here and try to shoot him. He would then try to dodge into safety. And as soon as he would have to move out here, there's the Bounty Hunter and Joan of Arc, which face him. And oh yes, down here there's still the Beast Hunter. That would probably, maybe not. Not sure. Oh, but still the sniper would probably be able to see something. So this would be a hell of a run and might not be successful. So I'm totally fine with that. If it would have taken me some orders more, probably I wouldn't have been able to move the Tikbalang up. That's fine. But maybe I wouldn't have been able to retreat that far with the Teuton. So I think getting nervous here was the game deciding play, or the game deciding moment. His castle was perfect and totally fine. So we decided to finish this game because he's not able to do a lot of damage to me anymore. He's not able to grab the objective, so no need to proceed the game. What else? What happened during this game? I think I really was cursed by my dice. The first turn was not well. The designated target dodging nearly everything was unfortunate. The Tanko not taking a wound was really just good luck on his side. Yeah. But on the other hand, I had a nice play with the coordinated order, taking out the sniper. That was important. We had some nice movements over here with the close combat stuff. That was just nice. And with the long-range weapons out of the way, I ended up having just the Overwatch. The sniper was important for me. Killing his warbands and keeping them busy was important to maintain the board control. I think the warbands ended up too far to the front, being visible. They were all impetuous, so no cover. So they were quite easy to pick off, even though I wasn't very lucky with that. So it was easy for me to get this flank. The Kahu just did his job. He's just an impressive killing unit again. Tech hunter. That's just what he has to do. So let's think about. Yes, and maybe if the sniper and his arrow would have succeeded a little bit more against two warbands not shooting. I think overall, I think he had 1-2 shots at the warbands, 3 shots at Scarface, so 5 shots, which good odds, and only succeeding 1 is below average. But this castle was really nice. And let's think about how could I have dig that out? I don't really have a good idea. One idea would have been to, yeah, maybe even doing this, something like that. Moving Joan into close combat with the Karakuri. And with that, Nanopulsar the Desperado. Might have been a play. Still risky. Because I can get 3 shots from the Karakuri on suppression fire, unopposed. And the Desperado might have shot me as well, or if I would have been lucky, maybe have dodged. But still the 3 shots could have removed me, and then this play wouldn't turn out. If I would have succeeded with that, having the Karakuri in close combat is just fine. That would have been enough. If I would have killed the Desperado, or at least the Teuton would have been able to get over there, kill the Desperado, grab the objective, and then retreat somewhere over here. The Karakuri being in close combat, I think... Ah, yes, there's still the digger down there. Probably still wouldn't have... still would have been a risk, because the digger could have moved to the close combat in his turn, win the face-to-face, and kill Joan of Arc in a few orders. Yes, maybe it's 1, 2, 3 orders. Not sure if we would have had enough orders to go into to kill Joan of Arc in close combat. Depending on how many wounds she would have survived with the Karakuri shooting at her. And then Karakuri could have go for a run for the Teuton maybe. So I think this would have been the more reasonable play. But I couldn't have done that with the Teuton because he took 1 wound before. So he's only 1 wound left. And if he goes in here, it's just too vulnerable to either get shot by the Karakuri or by a template. So we would have to dodge. Not sure. I don't think I would have tried to kill the Karakuri with Joan of Arc in the close combat. I just have to bind her, and so she can't do anything anymore to deal with the Desperado. I think that would have been another play that might have been possible. But that would have cost me a lot of orders. Yeah, actually not even getting up here. I mean, I could have gone up here with the Teuton and shoot the Desperado in the back. That would have worked because Karakuri wouldn't have been able to see me, but the Terrabot would have been able to see me. Actually, maybe not. Yeah, I can definitely see the Desperado down there. And I would probably be able to be seen by there's... I can see the base over there. So it should be able... Terrabot should be able to see me. So... maybe the Joan of Arc would have had to shoot the Sierra first. Then the Teuton could have killed the Desperado. But still, what should I have done there? I mean, I could have tried to make a shootout with the Karakuri with Joan of Arc getting over here. facing her over there. Trying that. Not sure if she would have succeeded with that. The other opportunity would have been the bounty hunter. Moving the bounty hunter over there and shooting her with the SMG. Because range is another problem I have here. Not sure if, yeah, maybe I would have been able to get into 8 inches. Maybe not. But I have mimetism. Shooting on 12s. Not a bad play either. But still, all of this would have been a lot of order intensive. So basically the main castle here was really good. I really liked that. And as mentioned, I would have probably left the tanko for arrow duty longer all the time. Until he takes 1 wound and then fail guts. I know this still can bring him to direct death as well, but there's the paramedic, and taking 3 wounds of him, I don't think that's happens too often. So yes, that was this game. I think there were a lot of nice moves during the game, a lot of nice plays, and a close match at the end. As always, please feel free. I'm really encouraging you to give me some feedback and some responses about plays and results and alternative strategies. I'm doing that here to get these ideas as well. So feel free to leave me some comments about the game plans. See you.